As some of you may know, I've created some videos that try to cover all of the emerging social media platforms and digital tools and how they affect us all and how overwhelming it can be, and try to get a grasp of which ones are useful to us. The response has been amazing, so I thank you very much. What I didn't discuss is the impact that these technologies have on business, in particular the music space. Combine that with the state of the U.S. economy, and many people are going to be looking for work, changing careers, and looking to acquire new skill sets. I had to go through that process myself, and there are many steps I took along the way to help me get through that process. I'd like to share those with you in the event that you find yourself in that situation. One of the most important things that I've learned in this process is to keep yourself organized, because you're going to be handling many different tasks at once. Whether it means keeping track of all your communication with everyone in your network. I like to know who emailed who last, when I left a message, what was said in our last conversation, and so forth. You're going to want to set yourself reminders and have a to-do list. For all of that, I use an application called Evernote, which I think is great. Here's how it works. The great thing about Evernote is that whatever you do on your computer, because it syncs in the cloud, shows up on my app on the iPhone when I check it. As you can see here on the left, I've got various documents, my to-do list, a call sheet, bio, all kinds of documents that I need for meetings. You can also create a new audio note, you can create a new video note. Another important element of this process is to make sure that you're always ingesting news about whatever topics you're interested in and keeping yourself educated. There are so many different ways to get news out there that it can be overwhelming and time-consuming. So I use RSS feeds. Here's how they work. Here's my Google Reader. On the left-hand side are all my subscriptions of all the news sources that I'm interested in. Everything from Apple News to newspapers like the LA Times, New York Times, or New York Post, to job listings, to areas of interest such as marketing and advertising, music blogs, mobile news, CNN, tech news, and so forth. When you click on a subscription like MTV, on the right column, you get quick summaries of all the articles that you can skim. If I want to read more, I can click on one of the articles, and it will take me directly to the web page where I can read the full article. If I want, I can email an article directly to someone, or share it so that it goes to my blog, or tweet it, or Facebook it, or I can star it to be put in my starred items folder so I can read it later. Besides RSS feeds, the other way I like to get my news is through these email newsletters, depending again on what topics interest you. There are a bunch of email newsletters that I subscribe to that I either get daily or I get weekly. Some are about news, some are about jobs, some are about career advice, including the marketing ladders, Indeed, which is very helpful on the job front, digital music news, Smart Brief is great about the social media world, Entertainment Matters, Billboard, Talent Zoo, Fierce Wireless, CIO, Tweet My Jobs, which is a Twitter client, News Factor, CMJ, Ivy Exec, DoStang, MJS, an executive search firm. Through LinkedIn, I'm a part of various groups, and I get email notifications when there are discussions which I try to participate in as much as possible. Then there are all the job sites and career guidance sites that do everything from help you find what you're looking for, depending on your interests, to offering you advice, from how to craft a cover letter, to how your resume should look, and so forth and so on. There are also executive recruiters and executive coaches who can help you with anything from career guidance to finding the job that you might be looking for. I think it's also important in this process to brand yourself. Personally, I came from a place where I was identifying and nurturing talent in the music space, but was also fascinated with other forms of entertainment and, as you know by my videos, all the different ways people can discover and consume content. So I set out to create a brand by creating those viral videos, by joining certain social networks, by creating a blog and making sure the posts in my blog were consistent with the brand I want to create, by utilizing tools such as Twitter. So here's my blog, and on the left side of the screen are various posts that I put up that have anything to do with funny viral content or music-related content. There's a Kings of Leon video. 2 different sections of the vlogs I've created. To a section that shows great use of music in ad campaigns, the top 10 songs I'm listening to right now, my Google Reader recommendations, articles that I pick out and select that I think are worth looking at. There's no doubt that this process can be very frustrating. That is why I recommend highly that you find a way to vent that frustration, whatever your form of expression is. For me, it was taking Cee Lo's Fuck You and changing the lyrics just a little bit to make it a little personal for the reality that I experienced going through this process. But at least I got a way to vent that frustration by having some fun. Of course, my version isn't directed at any one person in particular. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, it's Peter Malkin. Sure. I'll hold. Well, would you tell him this is the 3rd message I've left in the last 3 weeks? Sure. Yeah, and also tell him that we have to get a gift for Dad for his birthday, okay? Thanks.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I see you haven't returned my call or the email I sent. Then I'm like, fuck you. I guess the fact that it was me wasn't enough, and I'm like, fuck you, and eat shit too. Yeah, if I have something you need, you'll probably call. Ain't that some bullshit?
You fucking dick.
And although there's a pain in my chest, I still wish you the best with a fuck you. Yeah, I'm tired, can't get hired, and I'm trying to stay inspired. I pity the fool that does biz with you. I've got some news for you.
You're such an idiot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tell everybody about you.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Can't wait. I see you haven't returned my call or the email I sent. Then I'm like, fuck you. I guess the fact that it was me wasn't enough, and I'm like, fuck you, and eat shit too. Yeah, if I have something you need, you'll probably call. Ain't that some bullshit?
You're such a bullshitter.
And although there's a pain in my chest, I'll still wish you the best with a fuck you.
Fuck you.
Now what comes around goes around, and I'll be back on top. You'll see.
He's such a
'Cause in
bullshitter.
the end, you ain't a friend, and I hope for your sake you ain't working for me.
Fuck you.
I'll picture the fool that does biz with you. Well, I've got some news for you.
Fuck you.
I really hate your fucking ass. Ain't that some bullshit?
Fuck you.
And I got some news right now, man. Fuck you. You'll get yours after I get mine. See you on the other side.
I hope the video was helpful, or at the very least, you got a kick out of that song, because I had a blast making it. Remember, most important thing, keep your head up.